on the hillside was a timber harvest about 20 years ago, I would estimate. So we have a really nice stand of 20-year-old poplars, the state tree here, the yellow poplar, and it's created really good grouse habitat.
All right, come on. Try to come.
A grouse is a forest bird, a chicken-sized forest bird, and he's got a lot of predators looking at him.
Oh yeah.
This is big country back here, Tim. Big country. As cold as it is and as early as it is, if we only knew where the roost was. The thicker, the better as far as grouse habitat. If we don't come out of the woods with blood on our ears or nose or face, we ain't been grouse hunting.
I see a couple thorns sticking out of your temple. They didn't go deep enough to kill you.
So basically, the thicker, the better. You wouldn't realize it just by glancing, but this timber has been actually harvested as recently as 3 years ago. And on this 1,500 acres for the past 50 years, he has rotated this as a crop. Now, there are 18, 20, 24-inch poplars, and Pete says, well, people ask me, why did you leave those? But because as he thins this out, he lets the other trees grow, continue to grow in diameter, and then in a couple years he'll come back in, he'll do another thinning, and he rotates that throughout the 1,500 acres. Therefore, you have probably one of the best management practices possible.
I'm very pleased to see on this cut in particular, there's a big white oak tree that's left here, and so by leaving a few large trees, a couple large trees per acre like that, they're dropping acorns, beech nuts, berries down into the thick cover for grouse to eat safely. So Mother Nature's done a good job, and man has created this same type of habitat. And so we get grouse and Appalachian cottontail rabbits, and even the state bird, the cardinal, respond to this type of habitat because it provides cover and food. Sunlight hits the ground, you get all these vines and shrubs growing and young trees, and you get a lot of food in there, and you get the cover.
This is one of our so-called honey holes. It acts like she's tracking them.
This grouse hunting, it's great exercise, but it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, you better be in shape when you come out. I mean, you got some hills to climb. And
I would almost classify it, if you're a serious grouse hunter, as an extreme sport.
it is.
I mean, it's pretty brutal. We'll walk 4 to 8 miles on a typical grouse hunt, and most of that's up and down.
On a good year, say you can kill 30 birds, and I keep pretty good statistics. I figured 8 miles a bird. Now, a year you kill 15 birds, you're looking at 30 miles a bird. Last year was a terrible year because of that frost, and I killed 7 birds and walked 46 miles per bird. So, you know, you gotta love it.
And I will literally wear out, in a typical grouse season, a pair of boots.
I hunt about 300 miles a year. It's about 179 hours.
Well, the problem is, the worse the hunting, you just think one more mile, you know, one more hour and I'll get there, and it's just, you should go to the house. It is a challenge. It is interesting. It's kind of a place you gotta wanna go, and it's kind of an elite club, I think. It's kind of a cool place to be.
That bird wants cover, and he needs cover, and an adult male will, you know, he'll use 20 acres of habitat like this, and a hen will use even more, so we'll use 50+ acres of habitat like this. Wow. So for those types of animals to survive, they need this habitat. There's a lot that can be done to produce this habitat in a way that benefits grouse and other wildlife. Landowners can certainly do a lot to benefit grouse in that regard, and I definitely recommend, you know, landowners using our private lands biologists and state foresters. It's free service.
If somebody wants to call somebody like you to get advice before they go out and do some work, what number could they use to call?
They should call the general information number. It's 1-800-858-1549, and they will be able to find out who their private lands biologist is.
Growing up in eastern Kentucky, you know, I know what's to be expected on a grouse hunt. You know, you may see one, you may not.
We have a good population of deer, a good population of turkey.
That's what we're working on now. We're concentrating on the small game because we're in good shape with the big guys.
That's
So
right.
now it's time to start paying attention to these guys.